Lisa, that was so painful to watch. Why did you decide to document yourself? Did you film it on your phone? How did you film it?
I filmed it on a little camera at home, and I have to say that there's one thing sort of filming it on a little camera when it's just you, and it became almost like a...
It was like a video diary.
It was a video diary, exactly.
Yeah.
It became just like a diary. I sort of ended up confiding in it, and then kind of you don't think that everyone's going to watch it, and then suddenly it's like, oh no, everyone's going to watch our darkest moments.
But surely that's why it works, because when you're writing a diary, you are raw and honest and heartfelt. Whereas if you'd thought at the beginning, well, I'm going to make this into a TV programme, you might have self-edited, or you said that I don't even know if I like children. Yeah. That's how raw it gets.
It was difficult at first, I think, to open up. I was aware that I did ultimately want to make it into a documentary, because I realised, having had my third and very shocking miscarriage, I realised there wasn't much support out there, and I thought, well, this needs to be something that needs to be, spoken about more. So I was initially aware that I wanted to make a documentary out of it, but I just never thought it'd be broadcast. My ambitions were to, but at first it was quite difficult to open up. But then afterwards, I think it became a friend in some way.
Okay.
And then we were talking. It's called First Heartbeat, yeah, and that really struck with me, that title, because I do think when you get pregnant, that heartbeat. When you first hear that heartbeat, or that heartbeat is there, that's everything that you invest in. It signifies life. And you do, however much people say to you, oh, it's early days, it's early days, you think about the child they're going to be, you think about how they're going to impact on your future. So all of that investment, so to then lose that, you're losing all of that as well, aren't you?
You can't help but dream, can you, when you become pregnant? Even though you're aware that miscarriage exists, like something inside sort of goes, well, it probably won't be me. And I think that's why we need to talk about it more. We need to just get it out there, because, it is something that's really, really common.
Yeah.
But, we don't know that. And it doesn't take away from the shock and horror of it, but it is common. And perhaps if we, spoke about it more, then we might be more aware.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's an estimated 1 in 4, that we know about.
Could be more than that.
It's probably going on a lot more, but as you say, people don't talk about it.
Do you think part of it would change if, because, as Nadia, you said, a lot of the time we don't even tell people that we're pregnant until we've had the 13-week scan. Do you think if we were honest and told people right away, as soon as we knew, that would help?
I think so. There's this whole... It's a strange cult of silence, isn't it, around the first 12 weeks? And I question this in the documentary, is that why don't we tell people? And actually, it's because we might miscarry. But surely if you do miscarry, you want the support of friends and family and everyone close to you.
Because there's suggestion there that there's some shame in it.
There is,
and I wonder if that's just from decades ago, where it was almost shameful.
You do feel like a certain sense of failure, though, don't you? And it's totally misplaced. But I remember feeling very... ironically, now I've made a documentary about it, but very exposed, Suddenly everyone knew I was wanting a child, which I kind of kept hidden before. And also suddenly everyone knew I was failing it as well. I guess I didn't want the sympathy. And there's so many complex emotions involved.
And not only for you, but we touched on the fact that it's so difficult as well for your partner. And David, I have to ask you, how was it for you, not only watching your wife, your partner, the woman you love, going through all this? Did you talk about it? How did you feel with it being filmed?
Not great. I thought it was going to be like a factual film, not particularly about us, although that was our interest in it. And then I was behind the camera at times receiving bad news, rather than sat in the chair receiving it. And I resented that a little bit. And then, not giving too much away, there was a time when you were in hospital, and that was crucial. And I was given the camera. I had to take it back to the car, and I filmed myself. And that was the first time I came on board with it, because it was important for you. We just lost a baby, but somewhere I felt like I was losing you there, and I just had to leave a bit of the film on there.
It's going to make me cry.
Did you hear us talking earlier, though, about how it must be really hard for men, because you're not the one in the room getting all the attention, and yet you're still having to deal with it?
Yeah. Well, my job's a counsellor, so I actually... You've got to find words for things. It's cathartic to talk it through, but not many blokes do that.
But also, you can be a counsellor, but when it's happening to you, and those raw emotions that you discuss with clients, it's happening to them. When it's happening to you, surely counselling goes out the window.
It does. Yeah.
And
Where are your counselling skills then? No, it's you.
David actually filmed probably one of the most poignant points of the documentary, and I didn't even know he was going to do it. I'd just gone in for the horribly termed ERPC, as it's called, the evacuation of the retained products of conception. Gave him my camera because it couldn't stay with me in the hospital. And it was only when I looked back, because I directed the documentary as well, it's only when I looked back through the rushes that I saw David has actually done this amazing, you know, sort of insight, given this amazing insight into how the man feels, you know, and that's what most people sort of take from it. It's not me, it's like how good he is, which is a real shame.
And we do have to say, after all this heartache, you have gone on to have children.
Yes, we have Sebastian, who's just turned 3, and a 10-month-old Elliot.
Oh,
so
it's wonderful.
I haven't had much sleep, by the way. I don't sleep for about 3 hours. I can't complain.
You look wonderful.
You do. And thank you, both of you, for coming on and sharing such a raw and poignant story. And as we say, it's so important that we get people talking, and you both have really contributed to that. So thank you, both of you.
Thank you.